You're only ever one yoga posture away from a good mood. So we shall try it out, shall we? If you're already in a good mood, then it can only get better. So isn't that a wonderful way to start? So if you'd like to lie down in Shavasana, this is lying on your back on the mat, odd. You're lying on your back, your palms are facing upwards. Your feet are flopping out, and your chin is not painting the ceiling. So if I lie down, you're lying on your back, palms facing upwards, which allows the shoulders to unroll onto the ground. Check that your feet are slightly more than hip width apart. And they flop out, which releases and relaxes the tops of your legs. And check that your head, your chin isn't painting the ceiling. So check that your head isn't bent back. Take your chin and tuck it in, and then relax back. Shavasana, the mind-body relaxer. So the aim of this position is to try and have as minimal muscular contractions as possible. If you want, you can just lift up the left shoulder and roll it back down, ease it down onto the ground. Lift up the right and just roll it down. And then you see that the palms face upwards, loose and floppy feet. Now we're going to go back to basics today. Everyone keeps talking about the yogic breath. Of course, it's one breath, but to explain it, you break it down into 3 parts. So you take your right hand, and I just want you to place your right hand on your abdomen, next to your belly button. And as we inhale, I want you to exaggerate the movement of inflating the abdomen like a balloon. So we inhale, and the abdomen rises, so you're just focusing on the abdomen. Wait for your natural pause and release the breath, always trying to breathe in and out through the nose. So we inhale and the abdomen inflates. This is the diaphragm pushing down, causing a distension of the abdominal organs. You wait for your natural pause, and then you allow the breath to release. Slow, smooth, and deep. And you can feel your hand rising and falling. We're just bringing awareness to the breathing process and what actually happens when you slow the breath down and you take conscious control of it. And remember, you're always trying to focus on that natural pause. You're not holding the breath in, and you're not holding it out. You're allowing the breath to remain in and allowing it to remain out. And of course, as you exhale, you're softening and surrendering your body weight onto the ground. Now take your awareness away from your abdomen and place your fingers on your rib cage. The fingers are just touching. The fingertips are touching as the palms of your hands are on either side of the rib cage. So forget about the abdomen. As we inhale, we're just trying to separate those intercostal muscles in the rib cage. So you're not raising and lowering the abdomen, you're exaggerating the movement in the rib cage. Your fingers tips are touching, but they may separate as you inhale and exhale. Now I'm going to stand up, so if you're in any doubt of what you're meant to be doing, assume I'm lying down. Your fingertips are touching, and you inhale, expand the rib cage, and you can feel a tightness through your intercostal muscles. Exhale as you soften and the fingertips come back to touch. If in any doubt, just have a wee peep at the screen. So just by lying flat and doing this, we're oxygenating the blood, cleansing the lungs, and calming the nervous system. And now I want you to take your awareness away from the rib cage and take your left hand and just place it on the clavicle and their sternum at the top, just under your chin. And all I want you to do is breathe in just enough, a puff of air, so the abdomen doesn't move, the rib cage doesn't move. You're just showing this is how many people breathe. It's a very shallow breath. It's up at the sternum area, in line with the clavicles. And this allows you to see the third part of the yogic breath. So it's very shallow. I often watch people breathing, and this is how a lot of people breathe. It's a shallow breath in. There's not much gaseous exchange. There's not much of anything. Now we incorporate the three processes. So we relax again with the hands down the side of the body, palms facing upwards, shoulders relaxed, floppy feet. And as we inhale, we inflate the abdomen as the breath comes in. As it fills up the lungs, we then expand the rib cage. And the final puff of air is just entering up at the clavicle area, up at the top. And then we release naturally. So it's the yogic breath. Three parts, but of course one breath. So anytime you're out of sorts, anytime you're not balanced in your mood or your homeostatic balance, you lie down on the mat and you start to breathe. Inflate the abdomen, expand the rib cage in a final puff. You can continue just doing this, or if you want, you can add another part. So I'm going to ask you, everyone's done this apart from you, Odd, I think. I'm going to ask you, is the next time you inhale, I want you to ask you to tighten the sphincter. So you're tightening your anus as you inhale, and at the same time, you're still trying to inflate your abdomen. It's a bit tricky. And then as you exhale, you release the contraction of your sphincter and gently pull the stomach back towards your spine. So as we inhale, we're tightening. It's called the anal lock. It's a bandha. Inhale as we tighten, as if you're preventing yourself from going to the loo, but you're still allowing the abdomen to inflate. You wait for your natural pause. And then when you release on the exhalation, relax your lock and pull the stomach back towards the spine. Anytime you're low in energy, you can lie and do this, and it gives vast amount of energy. But please don't take my word for it. It's never about the explanation. It's always about the experience. Inhale, apply the lock. Inflate the abdomen, wait for your pause. Exhale, release, relax, and surrender. Shavasana, the mind, body relaxer. You're letting go of the old to make space for the new. So we'll try a few more of these breaths. Anal lock. Inflate. Release the lock and pull back. This is giving a lovely squeeze and release to all the structures in the lower pelvic area. And one final addition, I mean, this is a lot for your first time on, but one final addition. As you inhale, you apply your lock, you inflate the abdomen. You release the lock, you exhale, you pull the stomach back towards the spine. And with time, you can then pull it up behind the rib cage. It's a stronger contraction, but don't do this aggressively because you can pull abdominal muscles, but this is just giving you a little experience of what it does to all the structures. You can feel the obliques, you can feel the abdominals, you can actually feel as well the pull on some of the intercostals. So this is a wonderful, you're not spending any energy to do this, very little. Your body's supported, you're very unlikely to cause any harm to yourself. Inhale with the lock, expand the abdomen, inflate the abdomen, release the lock, exhale, pull the stomach back towards the spine, and then gently lift it up behind. Uddiyana Bandha, that's another lock. And release. Now just relax all efforts. Let the body breathe naturally. And feel what's happened, if anything. Is there any warmth? Is there any tingling? Do you feel like smiling? I do. Do you feel more relaxed? So now we're going to take the soles of the feet together. So we take the feet up to beside the seat, put the soles of the feet together and allowing the knees to fall out to the side. We're taking our hands, the palms together, the fingers are pointing down, they're resting in our groin. And we're going to bend at the wrists. I'll stand up out and show you this. Sue and Howard and Karen have done this. And we inhale as we lift the palms of the hand and the thumbs up the center of the body, over the back of the head. And you're stretching, elongating the body again. The intercostals are getting a lovely stretch. And as you exhale, you sweep out and down, allowing the fingers to just gently scrape along the ground. So we're bending at the wrists and then we bend at the elbows as we take the palms up the center of the body, over the forehead. It's a lovely stretch, up, up, up. And as you relax and exhale, you sweep the arms down the side of the body. Just continue at your own pace. Inhale as we sweep up. Exhale as we come round and down. And try to keep a stretch from your shoulders to your elbows, elbows to the wrists, and wrists to the fingers. A few more in your own time. Really easing into that stretch as you lift the fingers up and try to keep that stretch as you sweep the arms down the side of the body. Last one. And then we take our hands, if we need to help our legs back into position, we lift our knees into the center, because it can be a strong stretch in the groin. We take our feet parallel and just edge them out slightly more than hip width apart. And we're going to do window wipers. So the feet are on the ground, soles of the feet on the ground, slightly more than hip width apart. Arms, hands behind the head, elbows down. And we inhale. And remember, we just allow the knees to go down to the right-hand side as we look to the left. And you just wait and breathe gently. One of your elbows may come off the ground, depending on how flexible your shoulders are. But you're getting a stretch through the thigh. I'm sure you can feel it. And just start to breathe slowly and deeply. When you want to change the side, you inhale as you come up. Allow the knees to flop down to the left-hand side, and you look towards the right. And of course, one side will always be tighter than the other. And you'll be getting a pull on the hips, perhaps, and a pull through the thigh muscles. If you're not getting a stretch, then you increase the distance between the feet, and that will increase the possibility of a stretch. Your obliques, your intercostals, we're all getting a lovely release. Check that you haven't dropped the chin. Try and keep the neck straight. Again, as you come up, if you wish, you can separate the feet slightly further apart and see if it changes the stretch. If you're happy keeping them in the same position, then please do that. Remember, it takes 6 seconds for muscles, tendons, ligaments to start to respond to your request. So we don't want to push it. Remember, continuing with your full yogic breath. Again, this is not load bearing, this is releasing. We're using minimal energy for these movements. Full yogic breath. Wait for your natural pause. Exhale and release. Release through the neck. Release through the shoulders. Release through the hips. Again, change side. You can change sides at your own pace. You decide when you've had enough of the particular stretch. And last attempt, separate the feet just slightly further and see what the effect is. Drop them down to the right, head to the left. And again, it should increase the strength of the stretch. Don't lose your awareness of the breath, slow, smooth, and deep. Focus on that natural pause as you change direction at your own pace. Very relaxing. Emotional stress can be trapped anywhere in the body. And these are the type of exercises which helps to flush it away. Finish the side that you're on, and we'll go to universal spinal twist. I think you all know this one very well. We're stretching away with the left leg. The right one remains bent. We're stretching out with the right arm, palm down. And we're taking the right leg and rolling it over to the left. You put your left hand on your knee, and we're looking towards our right arm. Again, if you're in any confusion about this, you just look at the screen. I'm lying in the position now. My right arm is palm down, straight out. My right leg is rolled over to the left. My left hand is on my right knee. And again, just relax into this position and start to breathe slowly and deeply. Don't bend the neck, it's a twist. We're keeping the chin parallel to the arm. Inhale, exhale, soften into the stretch. Don't mind if your shoulder doesn't reach the ground. Perhaps there's a little gap. You ease and breathe into it. Check that your knee is bent far enough up through the body. So it's almost again parallel to the arm. Your left hand can work as a little lever to increase the stretch, but try not to force it because the breath will release the stretch, not the force. When you're ready, take your left hand away from your right knee. That will soften the stretch again. And ease out of it. And of course, we're going to go to the other side now. So we stretch out our right leg. The right leg is straight. We stretch out our left arm. And we take our left knee and roll it over the body. We're looking towards our left arm. And we're holding our left knee with our right hand. Again, if there's any confusion, just look at the screen. You've all done these before. And soften into it. Slow, smooth, deep breaths. And smile. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. Anytime you're uncomfortable, you just semi-roll out of the position. You don't have to come out of it completely. You just ease the stretch. Take a few comfort breaths. And then you just roll back into it. Checking that you're not tucking your chin in. Keep your chin parallel with the arm that's stretched out. 3 more breaths. At your own time, ease your way out of it. We'll go back into Shavasana for a few comfort breaths. Floppy feet, palms facing upwards. Adjust your back of your head resting on the ground. Don't try and breathe at all. Just let the body breathe naturally. And just take your awareness through your body. Remember, we can break it down into 6 parts. So take your awareness to your buttocks and your legs. We're lying in Shavasana. Floppy feet, palms upwards, shoulders relaxed, chin tucked in. Take your awareness to your buttocks and legs. How are they feeling? Is there any warmth, any tingling? Can you feel circulation? Take your awareness to your groin area. Take your awareness to your abdominal area. Your belly button stripped from the front around into the lumbar area. Take your awareness to the chest area, the heart area, your upper intercostals. Take your awareness to your neck, shoulders, and arms, and relax and release. And then finally, the whole of your head, your face, your scalp, forehead, your ears, your nose, your lips, your tongue, your teeth, your gums. Relax. So that's the 6 parts: buttocks and legs, groin area, abdominal area, chest area, neck, shoulders and arms, and head. So at any time, you can give a quick check, 6 parts. Bring the awareness, bring the breath, relax, release, rejuvenate. We'll do that once more. So inhale to the base of the spine, your coccyx area, and flood your buttocks and legs as you exhale with lovely healing prana. Take the area of where your underwear covers. Take a breath into this area in the groin and release, relax, and recuperate. Now the ring around the abdomen, the belly button, and around the lumbar. Inhale and flood that area and release and relax, recuperate. Now into the upper rib cage, the chest area, the heart area. Now neck, shoulders and arms. And then the whole of the head, the face, the forehead, the scalp, the back of the head. The eyebrows, the eyelids, the eyes, the nose, the cheekbones, the lips, the gums, the teeth, the jaw. Ears, did we mention the ears? Relax them all and totally surrender your body weight onto the ground. Totally surrender everything onto the ground. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. And we'll just take 3 sighs. Breathe in through the nose and through the mouth. Just in case there's any residue pieces of tension lingering about there, in through the nose. Out through the mouth and let go. And feel yourself getting heavier and heavier on the ground. Last one. In through the nose. And through the mouth. My body is rested. My mind is calm. My heart is at peace. My spirit soars. Now we're going to go into the bridge. So we take our feet and place them at our buttocks. Parallel, try and sense. And we don't raise our seat yet. We just inhale as we raise our arms. Inhale as we raise the arms up, place the back of the hands. Stretch them out. And you may not get the shoulders on the ground. Inhale as you stretch through and relax. We're not taking the arms back down. We're keeping them, the back of the head on the ground. Inhale as we stretch through. Lengthen those arms and you get a lovely stretch through the shoulder girdle. And relax. Now you'll find as you're doing this as well, we're inhaling, we're stretching through the arms, try and straighten them as much as possible, Howard. I know you've always got them bent, but you're increasing the lordosis in your lower back as well. Perhaps you feel that, Karen, I don't know. Inhale as we stretch through. And then as you soften, you flatten the lower back onto the ground. So again, we're just exaggerating the movement. You're tightening the abdominals as you do that. So we inhale, stretch through the arms. There's a gap appears in your lower back between the ground. And then as you exhale, release the arms and shoulder girdle. And then you flatten the lumbar area onto the ground. And you're pulling through the abdominal muscles. It's a gentle movement, but very effective. Flatten the lumbar and release. Only now, if you wish, we inhale and we stretch through the hands. Now we can lift the seat, if you wish. If you're happy doing that, continue doing. Inhale, lift through the seat. Exhale, lower the seat. Inhale, stretch through the arms, straighten the arms, lift the seat. And you'll find that it will go up slightly further without even trying. Because you've already told the muscles what you want them to do, and they'll come and help you with the breath. Exhale, lower. Another one. Inhale, stretch through those arms, gently lift up the seat. Oh, and surprise, surprise, it goes much further without even trying. 6 seconds. So you can continue doing this at your own pace, or if you want to increase the stretch, we take our heels slightly closer to our buttocks. We inhale as we raise the bottom again, and you'll find that you'll have a much stronger stretch through the thigh muscles. And you keep the seat up on this occasion. Keep the seat up, and we inhale and relax, but keeping the seat up in the air. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can continue raising and lowering, but if you want the stronger stretch, or if you feel you need it, inhale, stretch and lift up. The buttocks are contracted, the thigh muscles are contracted and stretched. You're lifting right through the shoulders. It's a lovely stretch. And relax. It's up to you how long you stay with your seat up in the air, depending on any lower back issues, depending on the shoulders. It's up to you. At any time you can stop lower the seat, relax the arms, soften the shoulders onto the ground, and take a few comfort breaths. For those of you who want to continue slightly stronger again, we take the heels a bit closer again. We inhale as we rise up. And again, you'll feel that the thigh muscles have stretched. We take the awareness to the right foot, take a strength in the right foot, and we gently stretch out the left and raise. This is a very strong stretch, so if it's not for you, it's totally understandable. We inhale as we stretch through the arms, compress through the right foot, and lift the left leg up, and you just keep it straight. It doesn't matter how far you get it up, it's not important. And you can come down in the one breath, or you can stay for a few breaths. I know, Karen, you like to challenge on this. It's very good. Inhale, stretch up and soften. Last one. Inhale. So this is the balance, the strengthen, and the stretch, and the three aspects of yoga. And soften. And then gently bend at the left knee. Place it on the ground. Before you come down, you inhale, you stretch it through the fingers. Then you lower down. And of course, we're going to do the opposite side. Last one. Inhale as we come up, stretch through the arms. Take the weight on the right leg. Press the foot on the ground to feel that you've got the balance, you've got a good posture. Inhale as you raise the right leg. And there we have it. The balance, the stretch, and the strengthening. Inhale, stretch through. As I say, this is very strong. This last one isn't for everyone. You're just focusing on keeping your bottom off the ground. Release the right leg, soften down. Inhale and lift. And down we go. Stretch out the legs. Take the arms down the side of the body. Readjust, get into Shavasana. And let the body get some oxygen back into these muscles that we've stretched and rid the body of the lactic acid. So we go back to our yogic breath. Inhale, inflate the abdomen. Expand the rib cage. A final puff of air into the top of the chest. Inflate the abdomen. Expand the rib cage. Wait for your natural pause. And you will feel tingling and warmth, lymph, blood, synovial fluid. It was a very strong stretch. So as the body settles down, you'll feel all these sensations flushing through the body. If you wish to apply the anal lock, it's entirely up to you. Contract the anus, inflate the abdomen, expand the rib cage, release the lock, pull the stomach back. Or alternatively, you can just allow the body to breathe naturally and let it recalibrate. Let the homeostatic balance come back into play. And now we just ease into Supta Pavamuktasana, a fancy name. Remember, again, you know these inside out. We're going to slide the right foot along, slide the right heel along. As we gently then come up, clasp at the knee and squeeze as you exhale. The wind releasing posture, remember? Inhale as we release. Exhale as we slide the right heel along the ground. Then it's both. Inhale as we slide both heels along the ground. Exhale as we gently squeeze at the knees and take the knees towards the torso. Wait for your natural pause as we release. Inhale and then slide the heels along the ground, which means you're not putting undue tension and stress on the thigh muscles. Left leg, gently inhale as you slide the heel along. Exhale as we clasp and just ease the knee towards your torso, keeping your chin firmly pressed into the sternum. It doesn't matter if the head gets to the knee or not. Of course, you can squeeze as firmly as this and you can do it, but it's not important. It will happen naturally. So we just continue. Again, apparently Zoom yoga is about slowing down the process, less postures, spending longer in them, less instructions. So right leg, exhale as we squeeze. Tuck the chin into the sternum, good for the thyroid. As slowly as you can, and we're just going to continue this longer than usual. Right leg, both legs, left leg. And if you're very flexible or you want a stronger stretch, when you're on both legs, you slip your arms between the knees, clasp the outside of your feet, and you get a stronger stretch. I know you can do this, Karen, no problem. And remember, I think you cross your arms as well, Karen. Right leg, both legs, left leg. If it's too much at any time, you just stop, you take a few comfort breaths, and you get back to it. So remember, I say it many times, we're squeezing the lymph nodes in the groin and under the arms. We're massaging the abdomen. That's why it's right, both, and left. Ascending, transverse, descending colon. We're contracting the arms. We're squeezing the thyroid. We're stretching the back. This is a posture to do every day. It's a wonderful posture. You can do it first thing in the morning in the bed. The benefits will be slightly less because you're on a soft surface, but it's still very worthy. Again, you can put your arms between your knees. If you still feel you want a stronger stretch, cross your arms and grab the outside of the feet. And again, you can see what's happening. You can squeeze the body, compress the organs completely. As you release, you get fresh blood and lymph rushing into the structures. One more round in your own time. Oh. Again, back into Shavasana for a few comfort breaths. Floppy feet, palms facing upwards. Lift up the left shoulder and roll it down on the ground. Lift up the right, roll it down. Adjust your head, lift it up, tuck in your chin and ease it back down. I receive goodness. I radiate happiness. I am content. I receive goodness. I radiate happiness. I am content. I receive goodness. I radiate happiness. I am content. So now we take our palms and place them down on the yoga mat, the side of the body. We're going to do the boats, but we start off with a very gentle boat. So we're going to inhale. We don't lift anything. We contract. We're going to inhale and stretch through the fingers, and point the toes, and contract through the legs. We're not lifting anything. So we're lying on our back, palms down, legs straight. Inhale, stretch through those fingers, point them toes, and relax. So your shoulders will lift a little, but you're not intentionally lifting them. You're just stretching through those fingers, pointing the toes, and you get a lovely contraction in the thigh muscles, the calf muscles, and relax and soften the shoulders back down. We'll just continue. And what this is like a warm down. So after that strong bridge, we're contracting and releasing and flushing the body with oxygenated blood. Point the toes, stretch through the hands without lifting. Now we can lift, but you need to protect your lower back. So if you're uncomfortable with your lower back and it's playing up, you don't lift the ankles. So now we inhale and we just take the palms to the side of the hips. We look towards the toes and we take the ankles slightly off the ground, just enough so you clear your calf muscles. Inhale, lift, look towards the toes. You can point your toes if you wish, Carl, but it's a bridge, it's the boat. And then slowly lower down. Take a comfort breath. So again, we inhale, we tuck in the chin, look towards the toes. We just lift the hands a couple inches off the ground and the heels, just enough to clear the calf muscles. It's a very strong stretch. You don't have to lift the feet if you don't want to put your lower back under excess pressure. But you feel what's happening to the abdominals. My thighs are actually shaking from the swimming yesterday. And you lower down. This is the thing, the body will react differently every time you do the posture. It is recommended that you do one posture for 30 consecutive days, 30, and then you have an idea of how it works for you or doesn't, depending on your routine. So once more, inhale, we tuck the chin in, we look towards the toes, we lift up the arms, clear the feet just enough so your calves are not touching the ground. We don't want the legs up too high like this. It doesn't increase the stretch. It doesn't any added benefit. You can feel the abdominals, you can feel your obliques. And then you slowly lower down. And I don't know if you remember, the next boat is a strenuous one. So you don't, it's not for you. We're going to do the very same, but we're going to lift our arms and put our fingers into fists, and we're going to scrunch up our face, scrunch up everything. So it's a very strong boat. This is the only posture that I say you can scrunch up your face, apart from facial exercises. Inhale. Contract the face. Contract the muscles, the fists, the face. Contract everything. Lower and release. Couple more if you wish. Inhale as you come up. Contract the fists, contract the face, contract everything. Lower and release. And then just lie in Shavasana and relax. I don't know what happened there. Something just... When you're ready, you can roll onto your side and push up, or you can come up with the balancing boat. The balancing boat, we inhale as we come up, we raise our legs, we have the hands at the side of the knees, and then we just gently tip forward. And then we're up into a sitting position. So we're going to sit, separate our legs. Can you still hear me, Karen? Yes? Yeah, because something just went beep. Or they disappeared for some reason, but just want them back in. Okay, so legs slightly apart. Sitting with a straight back. And all we're doing is we're keeping our chin parallel to the ground. Inhaling, keeping the spine straight, and we start to edge forward. We don't drop the chin. The minute you drop the chin, you will bend the spine. If it's too much of an ache in the groin, you take your feet closer together. So we're looking straight ahead. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we soften. You won't get much of a movement, but you feel what's happening in the thigh muscles. You feel what's happening in the lower back. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, release. You may get some movement with the fingers, but not much. Inhale as we stretch up. Exhale as you soften. Keep the chin parallel to the ground. You can feel what's happening to the thigh muscles. Stay with it. And only now you can drop the chin and relax, walk the fingers forward. And now you start to get a pull in the upper back with the spine bent. And just soften into this position. A few breaths. Relax the chin. You feel the hamstrings. And then slowly ease out of it. Keep the chin tucked in until the last moment. And you can just lean back on the arms, and it allows the body to go back into the opposite direction. And you can actually lift up your bottom, stretch through the throat. So it's up to you how far you lean back on the arms, get a comfortable position, use the arms as a post. Inhale as you stretch through the throat, and you gently push through the arms and lift the bottom off the ground. Doesn't have to come off far. A couple more of these in your own time. And then we'll just finish with a twist, a simple twist. So the last one of this, leaning back, lifting up, lengthening the throat. It's like a post. Of course, you can come up as far as you wish if you're choosing to look. And down, it's up to you how far you want to push yourself. And we'll finish with a simple twist. We're not even going to do a usual twist. Sitting straight. If the lower back is tired or uncomfortable, you take your right hand, you place it close to your lower back, and that acts as a support. The chin remains parallel. Inhale, and just exhale around to the right. This is all we're looking for today. We're not doing a usual full range of twists, but you ensure that the spine is straight. So we're lifting up. And as we exhale, we're turning around to the right. Keep the chin parallel to the ground. And you can feel the stretch right through the spine. Stay in this position. Some of you may have a hand round like this. It's much stronger on the wrist. It depends on the length of your arms and your torso. And just stay in the position for a few breaths. Elongate, lift. Exhale, soften and twist. To come out, ease the body around slowly and release the arm. Then we're away around to the left. So we're sitting straight. We take the left hand, place it in close to the back. So it lifts up your whole spine. If you don't need the support, that's fine. You can just leave the arm loosely around the back. But we've done a lot of work on the back today. So take the support. Inhale as you elongate the spine, and exhale as you turn round to the left, keeping the chin parallel to the ground. You don't drop the chin. We want to pull on the occiput. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. It's a very gentle stretch, the gentlest one you can do. Stay with it. Elongate. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften and twist. As I've said many times, I never used to like twists because they were too strong for the lower back. Supposedly, twists help to squeeze out any angst or frustration or emotional stress. So if there's anything that's bothering you at the moment, feel that this twist is wringing it out of your system. So as you inhale, exhale, twist, smile, wring, and release. To come out, you release your left arm and gently come round to the center. And then lie down in Shavasana. So the relaxation, a few moments of relaxation down in Shavasana, on your back. Floppy feet, palms facing upwards. Shoulders flat on the ground, chin tucked in. Move about a bit. Decide the angle of your arms. Decide the width of your feet. Ensure that the feet are floppy, which keeps them loose. No need to try to breathe at all. Allow the body to breathe naturally. So did the practice change your mood? What was your mood when you started? What have there been any changes, good or bad? And with this information, you can then decide what works for you, not the teacher. Sometimes you can feel nauseous after a class. That's the body's way of releasing trapped tension. Sometimes you can feel weepy, euphoric, uncontrollable laughter. Everything is possible. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. So I'm just going to finish with the closing quote from Gilda Radner. It's very pertinent for the moment. Some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it, without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity. I'll read this one again because I think it deserves a second reading. Some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it, without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity. Thank you very much.